The committee that held the hearing. He's joining us now from Baltimore. Congressman, you want her the Secret Service director to go, is that right?
I want her to go if she cannot restore trust in the agency, and if she cannot get the culture back in order. I think she would agree that she has to go. And I've told her that she's got a tall order there, but it's going to be very difficult.
I want you to listen to Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic leader in the House, what she said today. Listen to this.
I understand that she's the top person. The buck stops here, and there are those who are calling for her to step aside. Whether she does or not, I think we need an independent investigation. Her leaving doesn't end the need for us to know a lot more about what is happening. But again, I would accept the recommendation of my ranking member on the committee.
Now, she's talking about you because she had heard that you were actually calling for Pearson to step down. You want to respond to that?
Yeah, first of all, I agree with everything that Ms. Pelosi said. And what I was saying was that we've got a cultural problem there, Wolf. You've got Secret Service agents who would rather be whistleblowers and talk to members of the committee as opposed to talking to their higher-ups in the Secret Service. And basically you have a culture of distrust within the agency itself. I don't see how Ms. Pearson, the director, can make the kinds of changes that she says she wants to make if she can't even get proper information from her own people. And that's a problem. And so she's got, what I've said is that if she cannot restore this trust among her agents, if she cannot put them in a position where they feel comfortable in telling her and her higher-ups things that are going wrong with the agencies or problems with various investigations and whatever, and if she cannot address the issue at the same time of training and protocol, and at the same time keep the president safe, then I think she should go. And I think that she would agree with me because I believe that she has served faithfully our country for 30 years. I think she's given a lot. But I also believe that that her number one priority is the protection of the President of the United States of America and his family and the other people that the Secret Service is duty-bound to protect.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. What's worse, in your opinion, and I know you've studied this closely, Congressman, what's worse, some guy jumps over the fence, not only gets into the White House armed with a knife, but gets into the East Room, or back in 2011, somebody fires 7 shots at the White House, and bullets actually hit the window of the residence area upstairs, but no one notices that till a housekeeper 4 days later finds out about it. Or that when the president recently was at the CDC headquarters in Atlanta, some guy armed with a gun is allowed inside the elevator with the president of the United States. What's worse?
All of them are horrible, and all of them do not symbolize what I have always thought of the Secret Service as being the number one protective agency in the world, protecting the most powerful person in the world, and guarding the most guarded house in the world. There's something wrong with this picture. Wolf, we have one situation where the Secret Service had a reputation. If you thought about even reading a pen around the president, people were very reluctant to do that because they were afraid of the Secret Service. But that now is being whittled away. By the way, and every day we seem to get more and more information about the kinds of things that you just talked about. So they've got to restore their reputation, but at the same time, and just as important, they've got to do things with regard to training, culture, protocol, making sure that the agency is all that we've always thought it to be. Right now, the thing that's hurting them too is the reputation is getting diminished. The mere fact that you and I are talking about this right now, talking about the Secret Service right now, is diminishing their image. And that image, that reputation, Wolf, is extremely important because that reputation is largely a big reason why there is so much deterrence with regard to anybody trying to go after the president or the vice president and others.
And I know there's enormous
So all of those
fear
incidents.
I was just going to say, I know there's enormous fear out there by U.S. law enforcement, by others, people who protect the president. This sends an awful message to terrorists out there who think, you know what, maybe they can get close to the president of the United States. You're worried about that too, right?
Wolf, I am very worried about that. When I think about this fellow Gonzalez, the one that jumped over the fence, and the idea, suppose that guy came over that fence with a machine gun, or suppose there was 5 or 6 of them at the same time. I mean, I am not convinced that the Secret Service had everything in place to address an issue like that. And that's, you know, and so and as they're watching us right now, people are saying, wow, you know, maybe that's something I ought to try. I don't want them to even imagining that they can pierce the shield of the Secret Service to do harm to our president and others.